The educational institution is a place for the sole purpose of learning and acquiring skills. But then, learning is not the only thing that takes place in this world. People from all segments of life are brought together, and they come together with different belief, mindsets, behavior, and morals, and different orientation. This is what brings bad influence, but could be good or bad. Morals are the embodiment of good behavior. It is quite unfortunate that such virtues is hard to find in our tertiary institutions today. Show me a tertiary institution that will show you countless of indisciplined students who are wayward with little or no regard for set down rules and regulations. Even the lecturers are not left out in this. Students attend schools to gain knowledge so that they could contribute to the development of their nation. Back then in school was strictly for learning, but nowadays it is not the order of the day. Students are taking all these things to a new dimension. All right, let's take a look at the discussion section and get the full gist of what moral decadence is in Akwa Ibom State University. Hello viewers, good day and welcome to your favorite TV channel, Evidence TV. And on today's edition of documentary program, our topic for discussion is moral decadence, the causes, the effects, and also the consequences, and we'll provide solutions to moral decadence in our campus there. We are using Akwa Ibom State University as our case study here. My name is Nemesis Hope, your host for today, and with me in the studio are my crew members.
Alexander Goodluck,
Elijah Esther.
Just like I said before the introduction, we'll be discussing moral decadence on our campus at Akwa Ibom State University as our case study. Moral decadence is behaving in a way that shows low moral standard or the gross reduction in moral values of a particular society. We have myriad of challenges in our campus today. Now, what are the major causes of moral decadence in our campus? What are those challenges? What are those major causes that prompt moral decadence in our campus today? I'll leave that question to Ms. Alexander Goodluck to answer what are the causes of moral decadence in Akwa Ibom State University. Thank
you, Inemesi Hope. I'll say that the causes of moral decadence are science and technology, poverty, materialism, poor upbringing by our parents, then decline in religious training. When I say science and technology, for everything that has advantage also have disadvantages. Just like our science and technology now, social media and everything, the internet, it's helping and it's also destroying the youth slowly based on what we watch, what we see. Some of our youth use that for porn and how I said Yahoo and different things,
social vices.
Social vices. Then I can also say materialism, especially the girls, though it's also affecting the guys in today's society. Trying to stretching for what you cannot get at the moment. This can also lead some of our children to prostitution, cultism, robbery, and other things, other vices, just for them to compete with some of their friends that their parents are well-to-do. Then poverty also have a way of affecting. Parents should always try to provide those little things, those basic amenities for their children in campuses. Not when you send your children to school, then the next thing you neglect them and start maybe allowing them to fend for themselves. It's very bad. Then I'll also say decline in religious training. This has to do in our religion, in our churches. Some of our churches, they fail to do those things, which is their primary purpose. Teaching those children, telling them the things to do, those things that is pleasing unto God. Some of our churches, religion center, they are just not helping matter at all. So I think they should try in a way of teaching those children, just like we say, catch them young. Inculcate those habits, tell them the do's and don'ts, those things that God wants us to do and not. I think all those things can actually help.
All right, thank you very much, Miss Alexander, for that. Sorry for there's something I did not get straight there. You made mention of church as part of our religious center. Is it just limited to only church or other religious centers?
Other religious center. That's why I said religious center can be mosque, depending where you believe in. It can be church. Just anywhere you just believe.
All right. All right, that's a very good one from you. Thank you very much. All right, moving to the consequences and the effects of moral decadence in Akwa Ibom State University. I'll leave that question to Anita Moyang. Please tell us what are the consequences of moral decadence in Akwa Ibom State University.
Thank you very much, Ms. Hope. The consequences of moral decadence are actually many, but I'll just mention 3 of them. We have smoking, we have indecent dressing, and we have examination malpractice. Smoking, in the sense that students are being influenced by the kind of people they meet here in school. You may not smoke in the house, but you will come here and you will meet friends who smoke. You will want to join them. It is not good. It is very, very dangerous, especially our health will be in great danger. People who smoke do have lungs problem a lot, and it is not advisable to smoke. So the young people like this, they're not supposed to follow their friends or people they see outside or within the school smoking to do the same thing. It is not proper. And then indecent dressing. What a man sees is what he is attracted to. Especially these rape cases. Sometimes it may not really be the man's fault. It's because of how you dress. And sometimes they will say man's sexual organ do not really have control. Some men especially don't have that self-control in them. You may dress sharply wearing all these underwears that are meant to be worn under the cloth. You wear them to school. You wear tights with petticoats to school. A man seeing you will get aroused, and in that process, he may rape you. An examination malpractice, it leads to expulsion. In our school like this, immediately you are being caught cheating in exams hall, you are being given an examination malpractice form to fill, and you don't know the problems you are creating for yourself from this. You don't know issues. You have to face the Senate, you have to go here, go there. It may create problems, and you may eventually drop out of school, thereby making your parents sad, or people who are trying so hard to pay your school fees. So all these things here, they should work on it, and they should try to avoid these things to have a better life as students. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Anita Moin. That's a very good one. Ms. Estella, do you have anything to add to the solution she just mentioned?
Yes, adding to what she has said already, I'll mention cultism, we have sexual harassment, drugs abuse, and many others. But I really emphasize on this cultism because in our society today, mostly in this our campus, many of our guys, even girls, because we have so many cultists that girls belong to, this can be as a result of bad company, keeping bad friends, or poor upbringing. Many of our youth, they don't really have control over themselves. They do according to, as in being respond to evil practice, imitating bad habits from friends. Then I make mention of another one, sexual harassment. This can happen when a girl is not properly dressed to school. Dressing indecently doesn't make you a model, doesn't make you a slay mama. Instead, it speaks evil of you. Because if you check in our campus, as Moyang has already said, you see so many of our ladies dressing half naked. Like I've come across it about 2 or 3 times in our campus. So students should try and look into this, because this can make them to fail woefully in their academic or to lose concentration.
Thank you very much, Ms. Esther. That's a very wonderful one. I do hope our audience will put all these things into practice to make sure that the issue of moral decadence is curtailed in our campus. All right, moving from here, we'll have interview sessions from some of our colleagues outside the studio to tell us what are their own, what's the experience here in campus as well. Hello, excuse me. Hello, good afternoon. My name is Nemesis. Hope, please, what's your name?
Good afternoon. My name is Jimmy Ekere Friday.
All right, so we are carrying out a documentary program, and the topic is moral decadence. I would like to ask you 1 or 2 questions. Am I permitted to do so?
You're welcome anytime, any day.
All right, so you're a student of this institution, I suppose?
Yes, I am a student.
All right, can you say Akwa Ibom State University is totally free from the issue of moral decadence?
No, Akwa Ibom State University is not free from moral decadence, in the sense that students still put on miniskirt to school. Some of them, they wore on this in the name of fashion. Some guys, they wear earrings. Some guys, you see them they bring their trousers to their waistline, which is not good, which is moral decadence in the campus. So Akwa Ibom State University is not free from moral decadence in the school. If you check around, you will see students with such dressing, they dress in a way that is not even good. So moral decadence is in the campus.
All right, so from what you are saying now, moral decadence is still in Akwa Ibom State University. All right, so what measures can be put in place? Like, what can the management do to help that this more issue of moral decadence is being curtailed?
If you check around the school campus, there is memo that kick against cultism and indecent dressing, and yet students are not abiding by these rules and regulations. So I think someone should guide them to stick to these rules and regulations. Like the security should stand in their post to find out that students dress properly to school before allowing them inside the campus, and anyone that doesn't dress that way should be sent home to go and dress very well. Another one is lecturers too. They also have their duties to do. Yes, lecturers should also check students that dress improperly to the classroom, then send such students away to go and dress very nice. I think this, when they do this will limit moral decadency in our campus.
All right, thank you very much. Do have a lovely day.
Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Nemesis. So please, what's your name?
I'm Innocent Maxwell.
All right, we are taking a documentary on moral decadence, and I'd like to ask you 1 or 2 questions. Am I permitted to do so?
Of course you are.
All right, you are a student of this institution, I suppose.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Can you give an illustration of moral decadence exhibited by students in Akwa Ibom State University?
Yeah, that should be an indecent dressing. For example, in class, there are students who wear short skirts to class, and their undies, the short skirts is so exposing that their undies will show, and from there a lecturer will see such a thing. Maybe the student has in mind that they want to be attractive to the lecturers. Maybe they want to pass a course or something. Another incident is that of a student wearing a shirt without buttoning up the button before going. Yes, without buttoning the button before going to go and see a lecturer in the class. That is in the office rather. Such lecturers should not even try to attend to students like that, dress indecently like that.
Thank you very much. So what measures can be put in place to make sure that this issue of moral decadence is curtailed in Akwa Ibom State University?
Measures such as introduction of dress code. For example, in Faculty of Agriculture, I've heard of that students shouldn't wear things that are so short to classes. Then it is now left for the lecturers to strictly enforce this by sending the students out of the class to go and dress properly. And also, even in from the security post, any student who doesn't dress decently should be sent back home.
Thank you very much for your time. I do appreciate it. Do have a lovely day.
All right, thank you.
Welcome back from that interview section. We heard from our colleagues outside the campus on the issue of moral decadence. We'll be taking solutions on how this moral decadence can be curtailed in our campus. All right, I would like Mr. Udeme to answer what are the solutions to moral decadence in our university.
Thank you very much, Ms. Hope. There is a saying that a stitch in time saves 9, and that 2, prevention is better than cure. So I want to mention the first solution as a good moral upbringing by the parents. So parent has a long way to go. Children are what you made them. There is a saying in the Bible that we should train up a child in a way they should go, so that when they grow old they will never depart from it. So parents should teach their children when necessary. I want to say that good moral upbringing by the parent is the best solution to this thing. You know, children grow up to see their children, so they are imitating from them. So parents should teach their children at when necessary, and they should not waste time to teaching them about sex education. They should not say they are not too young to hear this. No, they should teach them, so that another person will not teach them outside. Another one there is music, film and video. Music, film and video should be censored, because some of the contents of film, music and video is all about pornography. If you watch video nowadays, almost all the videos, music and films contain pornographies. And this thing, yes, so that thing has side effects on us, so they should censor film. Then another one there is the government should at least ban some fashion that come into our nation, Nigeria. And the school authorities also to follow suit. They should also ban some fashion that come into Akwa Ibom State University. And another thing is that students should stop imitating bad things. They should they should imitate what is good. Religious group should teach moral, not only prosperity, for the fear of losing members. And more so in our campus here, Akwa Ibom State University, the performing our department should know the difference between costume and dressing, and this thing will help us build a better environment. Yes, thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. All right, Miss Monica, do you have anything to add to the solutions Mr. Ingemesin just mentioned?
Yes, thank you very much, Miss Ining. To add to what my colleague has said about the solutions to the possible moral decadence, I will suggest that students in the campus should make a good choice of selection of friends, because the kind of friends they select can influence it negatively and not positively. You may be brought up from home in a good manner, but because of the choice of friends you make on campus, you can turn to the right place. When the parents bring up the child in the good way, they should also establish a good relationship, in the sense that when a child is in a place like this, an environment like this, such child can confide and talk to the parent when need be. Students dress anyhow here into the school compound, which is not advisable. This can, as my colleagues have said, will lead to rape, cultism, sexual harassment. It is not good for any child, and no parent will want such child, his or her child, to grow in that manner. I have an example of a lecturer in this very campus, a female lecturer, that says that any student who doesn't dress properly doesn't enter our class, and I really buy that idea because it will really go a long way to curtail moral decadence in the campus. So I would advise that the school should make the security aspect department very, very effective. Even our lecturers too should not encourage indecent dressing in the classroom. Another possible solution I would suggest is choice of friends a child selects in school. This goes a long way to help the child in institutions like this, especially. You're brought up from home in a good manner, but because of the choice of friends you select in the school environment, you tend to deviate from the good lifestyle you lived to a very bad one. Lastly, what I would say is, I would advise the parents to include their children in prayers, because prayers is really necessary in the life of everyone, especially students on campus, because it's really not easy to survive and not to be influenced negatively. Thank you very much.
To add to what she just said, even if your parents do not really have that money to provide you with everything you need, you should be contented with what you have. This can help checkmate all these issues we are talking about. I see some students here hustling, struggling. Maybe you can just go into selling of all these small things, jewelry, sopas, all these things. You don't want to maybe belong to where you are not even supposed to belong to, because you've seen other people wearing wigs, wearing all these clothes that they take from boutiques, and you want to do it. You will be tempted to go to where you are not supposed to go. So that thing I would say would help checkmate this is being contented with what you have. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Miss Monica Abua. That was a very nice one from you. All right, we've heard from my crew members the causes, the consequences, the effects, and also the possible solutions we can use to curtail moral decadence in our campus. In summary, moral decadence, there is virtually no institution that is free from this moral decay, and so for us to curtail this, all hands must be on deck. The students, the lecturers, and even the entire management of Akwa Ibom State University must work hand in hand to ensure that this issue of moral decadence is curtailed in our society and even in this campus as a whole. Thank you very much for viewing. We do hope that we will go a long way in curtailing the issue of moral decadence if all hands are put together to make sure that we curtail it. I want to appreciate all my crew members, Anete, Alexander, Udeme, Esther, and Abua, for making this show a lively one. We do appreciate you. Thank you for viewing this section. Same time, same station next week. For now, it's bye-bye.